guys, it's me, your friend Felissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're listening to Kendall Hates Horror! Yeah.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing. Welcome to my world, bitch. Kendall hates horror.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror.
I'm so fucking scared right now.
So did you guys hear the big news?
Nope.
So apparently, Lauren Boebert and Kid Rock are dating, and in a related story, the CDC has announced that gonorrhea is now airborne.
Are these related?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably.
My name is Kid.
I feel like going to a Kid Rock concert, you like they issue you your meth pipe and backwards trucker hat at the door.
Well, I think that I believe they renamed all STDs now. They all have one name. It's Ba Ba.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's Ba Ba. The bang, the bang, diggy, diggy. Diggy said the boogie said up, jump the boogie. No, when he goes, when he inserts himself into a woman, that's what he says is, my name is Kid.
It's probably because
and he does it all the way until the first pump, rock.
See, he does that because he's roofied them, and they need to know who it is.
Yeah. That way they can go to the authorities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
related,
like three Kid Rock songs.
Yeah, in
like five.
I don't.
There's probably more. I probably know more.
Actually probably five.
I like one, and it's a song you did with Eminem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did a song with Eminem. It was called like "Fuck Off," I think. It's on The Devil Without a Cause album.
Yeah. Okay. 6.
Yeah. But it's funny in related news of like famous people, like fucking random chicks.
Mm-hmm.
So like Thor went to an orgy. Right, and he woke up and he's like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" And he's sitting next to this girl, and he was like, he couldn't remember her name, so he introduces himself. He's like, "Hi, I'm Thor," and she's like, "You're Thor. I'm so Thor I can hardly pith."
Well, that was a good one.
I've been holding on to that for like a week.
It's been.
That's even funnier because he prefaced that. He was like, "I got a joke. I got a joke for later."
And I was like, "I'm not gonna tell you now because I want it to be fresh." And that was a perfect segue because we were talking about Kid Rock fucking random chicks.
I'm so Thor I can barely pith.
Immediately when you said Thor, I thought you were making a joke about Chris Hemsworth.
No. But Thor can hardly piss.
Yeah, I was the same way. I almost cut him off and was like, "Okay, you Thor like Crim's head."
No, Thor.
But I didn't. But then I'm so glad you told me that because I was like, "Oh, no, wait, he's doing the thing.
He's doing the joke.
He's doing the joke he
It's
told
the
me
joke.
about."
Yeah.
Doing the bit.
Welcome everybody to this week's episode of Kendall Hates Horror. Man, what a
God damn it, I hate horror.
He really does. He really does.
I've never been this drunk on the podcast before.
Bullshit.
No, that's
Not this early.
That is a bold-faced lie.
Not this early.
Preposterous.
Yeah.
Preposterous.
Well, I mean,
hypothesis.
There was a one time you were, but we didn't release it as an episode.
Was that episode 0?
It was the first one.
Yeah.
No, the very first one.
The very first time we ever sat at this table and recorded something.
Because he had a styrofoam cup with loaded with whiskey.
He was like all over Brian to the point where Brian was like, I gotta go. not because
I walked him out to his car.
Not because of you. It's because when Brian gets way too much stimulation, he's like, yeah, fuck this, I'm leaving.
I gotta go.
I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah. Which he appreciates, but he's like, yeah, it's too much.
Yeah. Your levels are up here.
But that's how he is with everybody.
My God, that was
Yes.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed about that.
Don't
For
be.
real.
I always get worried when he comes over here and we have a lot of people here. I'm like, I don't think Brian's gonna be here.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it. This is gonna be bad. Our friend Brian.
And then I'm walking him out to his car, like opening his car door,
Which he
for him and
appreciates.
shit.
He appreciates.
Yeah.
Our friend Brian, he plays Magic with us. Brian, we love you.
We do.
Oh, my
Brian had a health
God.
scare.
Brian, I'm so sorry. Hey, I
Yeah,
love you, man.
he recently just got over COVID.
Yeah, he
was in the
survived.
hospital for it.
Survived COVID. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was in a hospital for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was
Well, he
pretty
has
rough.
other health problems. Brian,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So
I love
Yeah.
you, man.
yeah, we love you, Brian.
Yeah, we do.
Speaking of, I'm your host, Grant. I'm sitting across the table from our horror expert and good guy, Evan.
Want to play?
What's that?
Want to play?
Depends.
Yeah. And coming fresh off $5 blowjob night, and boy, is his mouth tired. Kendall.
I just
Salutations.
I just flew in from New York, and boy, are my arms tired.
When I'm like really sucking dick. And they have to oil my jaw
Yeah.
sometimes
Yep.
because it starts creaking.
Yeah, you're like,
So when it like starts to like go shut, they just spray a little oil on my jaw, and then I'm good to go.
I'm pretty sure I was watching The Wizard of Oz, and the Tin Man was fucking the Wicked Witch. Was that the wrong?
I think you watched
Was that the wrong one?
Yeah, you watched the wrong one. Yeah.
Evan, that's Pornhub.
Or the right one.
Pornhub.
Yeah, I can remember.
Or the right one. No, we're in Kansas. Pornhub is banned here.
Yeah, you can't use Pornhub.
Well, you got to use your driver's license. You can still get it.
You can still get it, but it's
Like
But who wants to put their fucking driver's license?
Like I want Pornhub to have my fucking driver's license. Are you fucking kidding
not
me?
a good idea.
if I go into a porn site and ask him, I'm like, I can find it on somewhere
Listen,
else.
we were actually having this conversation a few weeks ago at Magic, and I thought Casey was going to piss himself because we made the comment about Pornhub being banned here. And I was like, yeah, it's really annoying when I'm on Bing and I'm looking for a video and I got my right hand ready, and every time I click on it, it goes to the Pornhub blocked thing. I'm like, I ain't got fucking time for this, man. I'm ready to go.
I got to go to sleep soon.
Yeah. And
I'm going to go to sleep with my dick in my hand, whacking it.
I got to go to sleep, and I got to take my medicine first.
Give me a reliable site.
Yeah, come on, Spank Bang. Come on. Tonight we have. Do we want to call this a heavy hitter or just a
It's a
heavy
It's
hitter.
a heavy hitter. I mean, it's had what?
There's so many.
8 movies and
8
a
movies
TV
and-
series. It spawned a remake in
Yeah.
2019. But yeah, the TV series, 3 seasons. Hopefully, we get it to come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But yeah, we're doing Child's Play.
We're doing Child's Play. Yeah,
Yay.
1988's Child's Play.
Yeah, the birth of Charles E. Ray / Chucky.
It's 1 year older than me.
Yep, it's I was 2 when this movie came out. It's like the OG, like it's set in like horror film that's like set in Chicago.
Yeah,
It's like
I was
'cause
10 when this movie came out.
it's like this and Candyman because they both take place in both in
yeah.
Chicago. I want a crossover.
I want them to be in the same universe. Yeah,
I want Chucky to be sold on Cabrini Green?
Yeah.
Like in a thrift store, like from hipsters.
Yeah.
Like at a hipster thrift store, and like fucking somebody in the Candyman universe buys Chucky, and then we get a face off. We can't do it anymore, but
yeah.
you know, maybe they'll.
Why not?
Oh, because Tony Todd passed away. He
He was Candyman. So
Yeah. Final Destination Bloodlines is like his last role that he'll be playing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a little irritated with. So I made a comment about this too. Like we were talking about, fans were really harsh when Chadwick Boseman was doing his last few roles right before he passed away, and they were saying like, "Oh, why is he so skinny? Oh, he doesn't look like he's in shape." Blah blah blah.
They didn't realize cancer.
He was dying of colon cancer throughout the entirety of filming Black Panther,
Which isn't like they didn't know.
They didn't know.
So like it's not like.
But they also didn't learn because when the trailers for the first trailers for Final Destination Bloodlines started coming out, Tony Todd had also lost a lot of weight. And they were like, "Oh, why is he so skinny? Why is he so skinny?" And then he died, and he was dying of stomach cancer. So, like,
Good Lord.
we didn't learn from the Chadwick Boseman thing. So we're just going to keep shitting on these people who are losing weight. You have no idea what's going on in people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's fucked up.
anyway,
But yeah, we're doing Child's Play, 1988. It was directed by Tom Holland, and any horror fans out there will recognize.
not that Tom Holland,
Not Tom Holland, Spider-Man Tom Holland.
different Tom Holland.
I don't even think he was born when this movie came out.
He's
Definitely not.
20. He's
Definitely
not
not.
30, so definitely not.
No, definitely not. He was probably born like almost in 2000 or like close to 2000, like 98. Something.
I would
like
say
that.
something like he's
Him
still,
and Zendaya are like around the same age, I believe.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But
This Tom Holland was first.
this Tom Holland was first. Any other horror fans might remember him. He directed Fright Night with Chris Sarandon.
Yep.
I believe Fright Night came out. What Fright Night? Like
85.
85. Yeah. And then he also directed some of the Psycho sequels that Anthony Perkins was like heavily involved in. A lot of people on this movie didn't like that guy.
Also, another shout out to Tom Holland. If you're fans of the Hatchet series, he actually is an actor in the second Hatchet movie.
Yeah. Because
they got all the horror greats, like all the directors, all the people behind the masks, and all that stuff to come back for Hatchet.
But it was written by Don Mancini and John Lafia. But Don Mancini basically, he's like the creative juices behind this entire franchise. He's never not there. He has been involved in every single film, except for the remake, obviously. But like every single film, he is directly involved. He is directly involved in the series.
You're talking about who?
Don Mancini.
The guy
Don
who wrote
Mancini
the
he birthed Chucky, and he's never left.
Don Mancini.
Yeah. Openly gay screenwriter, has brought a lot of his.
Is he the Don? Is he like a fucking mob boss?
No.
He's the Don.
He's like the complete opposite of that.
No. His name is Don.
His name is Don. Yeah.
Don. It's short for Donald.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
or Donicus, if you.
Well, because his last name's Mancini, so you're like, oh, he's definitely Italian.
He's a mob boss.
Yeah, totally.
That's racism.
He's like,
But it's starring Catherine Hicks.
get out of here, boys.
Starring Catherine Hicks. Who some people might remember from Seventh Heaven, because she was in that for
Yeah,
pretty much
she was, yeah.
like for a long fucking time.
She was there for the entire run.
The entire run, yeah. But
Also, she was in Star Trek 4. I'm just laying that out there.
that's cool.
Did you say track?
No, it says Star Trek. Star Trek 4.
You said track.
I did not.
Okay. All right.
Also starring Chris Sarandon.
Chris Sarandon. I fucking love Chris Sarandon.
He's
He's just that guy.
He's like my least favorite person. Well, we'll get to that. And then also starring the great Alex Vincent, one of the best child actors I've ever, like the cutest kid that has ever existed in a movie. Mm-hmm. Alex Vincent has also been involved.
Besides the kid that did E.T.
No, Alex Vincent's cute.
What?
Elliot?
Is that
I've already talked about
Henry
this.
Thomas?
Yeah, Henry Thomas.
I've already talked about this. Have you ever seen his fucking audition video?
No,
And no, you didn't.
I'm not saying he's not great.
He's great.
Henry Thomas is
But,
great.
like,
the kid
fucking-
that did E.T.
Alex Vincent is like
you
six.
you
in
will
this movie.
see. He is great for his age.
For being
he's
his
fucking
age,
great.
he's fucking amazing.
Yeah, Henry Thomas when they made E.T. was like 12.
Yeah. He just looks younger.
He was fucking incredible.
He
I'm not saying
was.
he
I'm not
wasn't.
saying he wasn't.
But Alex Vincent is fucking great.
All right.
yeah,
let's
he's
go.
fantastic.
Like
All right, I'm so
I don't
sorry.
really want kids, but I want this kid.
Listen, I'm going to tell you. You
know what I mean?
After the break, I'm going to tell you a story, and it's going to bum a lot of people out, but still. Anyways.
Yeah. I actually know this story. I've heard this story before. But
Yeah.
Tell it now. Tell it now.
Okay, so not really a spoiler, but so I used to be married, right?
Yes.
And in 2005, my wife got pregnant. And we were planning on having a child. And she had a miscarriage. And at that point, I was like, when it first happened, I was kind of like, oh, well, that sucks. But, you know.
Then after a while, you're
it's only
probably
been
like.
it's only a couple. It was only a couple months, so I didn't get my hopes built up too much, right?
Yeah.
Well, one night she'd gone to bed, and I was just up late because I just do that. And on one of the channels, they were showing Child's Play, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while, so I started watching it. And there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where this kid on his birthday makes his mother like the worst breakfast imaginable.
Yeah,
like he spills shit all over the place and burns the toast and all this shit. It's his birthday, and he's making his mother breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
And on the way to his mother's room, he looks over, he thinks he sees a package that's going to be his birthday present that he thinks is a good guy doll. So he gets excited, and he starts running down the hallway in his good guy overalls, going, Mom, wake up. It's my birthday. Mom, wake up. And that right there fucking gutted me because I was like, fuck, that could have been my kid. Like that would have been, I would have been happy if that was my kid.
Yeah.
And then after that, I decided I was like, well, if she gets pregnant, I'm not getting excited until like month 4. I can't do this shit every time.
But also, we can't fail to mention Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Grant.
No, it's fine.
I never knew that about you.
No, it's fine.
But Brad Dourif, who plays Charles Lee Ray / Chucky, who, other than the remake, is never
not Chucky.
Chucky.
Yeah.
He never interacts with the cast.
Yeah.
Like Alex Vincent. I don't know if they've like other than cons. I don't think they've ever met.
Yeah,
like
they
very
didn't.
much.
Yeah, they didn't meet on the set.
Like he doesn't. He's secluded from the entire cast because he doesn't want anybody to like him. Because he's the villain, you know, he's the bad guy.
Right.
Where like so pretty much all the time, like he talks about it. Anytime he's ever filmed the movies, he never gets to interact with anybody until Jennifer Tilly shows up.
Yeah, because he's in a sound booth just doing voices,
and that's it. And that's because he's in this movie for a second, and then it's just his voice for the rest of the movie. But because he basically secluded, and up until Bride of Chucky, he doesn't ever get to interact with anybody.
Yeah.
And then he finally gets to interact with Jennifer Tilly, and then later Billy Boyd.
Yeah.
In which played
son of Chucky.
Yeah, he was Pippin in Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Yeah, he plays Glenn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always forget that he did the voice for him. But this movie is it's really good. I think it's good that we watched Nightmare before this because Nightmare is kind of like the starting point for these type of movies where they're a little bit more supernatural, a little bit more where the villain has a voice, has a personality. There's a lot of really cool tricks that they use for the doll. Because it's 1988.
Yeah, they don't have
we can talk
CGI.
about that when certain scenes that we'll talk about and stuff like that. Because I don't want to ruin some of the there are some really good moments in this movie.
Yeah.
That when you first watch it, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. There's a certain scene with Catherine Hicks that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just great filmmaking and great storytelling.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So Don Mancini, he basically came up with this idea when he was at UCLA, and he had been kind of trying to write a script because he was like, I want to make a movie. That's what I want to do, because he was studying literature at UCLA, and so he started. This was around the time of the Cabbage Patch Kid craze,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Right.
and he was watching all of the news stories, and he's like, these people are nuts. And so that was the basis of him writing Child's Play, was he was like, what if one of those dolls was like a killer doll?
It's weird that we had the Cabbage Patch doll craze, and then right in the early 90s, nobody learned from the Cabbage Patch doll craze that they weren't going to be worth any money, and the Beanie Baby craze started. And it was just like...
And or the Tickle Me Elmo.
the Tickle Me Elmo towards the late 90s.
It wasn't that they were going to be worth money. It was the fact that I have to get this for my kid, and they're selling it
'Cause that's
like
what they want.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
what
that's
they
what
want. I have to get this, or it's going to ruin.
This is
it.
also
there were people that died over the tickle meal.
Yeah.
They literally made there's a Jingle All the Way. That's what that
you were
movie
gonna-
is.
You took my analogy
Yeah,
right out of my
that's what
mouth.
that movie's about.
Yeah.
It's
That was inspired by the Cabbage
And then
Patch Beanie Baby.
he became the doll.
yeah,
Turbo Man. Yeah.
I had a Turbo Man.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
You spoiled motherfucker.
Well, my dad just bought me stuff. Two toys, sorry.
I love you, Evan.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, yeah, sorry. Sorry your parents didn't love you as much as mine did.
No, they didn't.
Oh wait, your dad didn't even believe in heat,
I believe in
right.
using heat.
which spawned a house fire.
No, yeah, and
Yeah, there was no Turbo Man in my future.
No.
and basically, like, he wrote this movie. He ends up like hooking up with David Kirshner, who ends up making this movie with him. David Kirshner made a lot of other stuff, and I can't remember off the top of my head what some of the stuff he did. But basically, he had seen like Nightmare on Elm Street. He had seen the Tales of Terror show. It was like on TV in the 90s, and there's a specific story, and it deals with like a doll. It's like a something from like South America or something like that, and it comes to life. And I can't remember exactly what it's called, but a lot of the filmmaking techniques from that are used in this. Tom Holland used a lot of stuff like that when it came to making this movie and stuff. And he used like nightmare, and like he was like, oh, what if we did something supernatural and let's give this guy a personality, which is like we said in the Nightmare episode. That's what was important about Nightmare, is we got a lot of these movies that came down the pipe right after that, because Nightmare was such a success.
Yeah.
This movie was a success. It wasn't like a huge success. It was enough to where we can make another one.
Yeah.
What about money? Let's talk money.
Well, the budget is, again, it's weird. I don't know why. It was a studio fucking movie because it was made by MGM.
Yeah.
Or United Artists, which became
MGM.
Yeah. It was about $9 to $13 million, and then
To make it?
Yes.
9 to 13.
There are. This is a little bit of a spoiler. There's a lot of animatronic work in this movie.
There's a lot of animatronic work.
Yes.
Some of the people that were in it, they paid, like Brad Dourif was kind of a big deal at this point.
Yeah.
Because he had just done like one, or like, what was it, like 10 years prior, a little bit, that when he did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And then he was doing Mississippi Burning pretty much the same time this movie came out.
Yeah, because Mississippi Burning came out in 87.
It was 87 or 88. It
Yeah,
was
I
one
think
of the
so.
two, yeah. So he was doing them almost simultaneously. And those are like, those are big like Oscar type movies.
Yeah,
and his
huge.
performances in those movies are fucking great.
Yeah.
And so he was kind of a big deal, and then Chris Sarandon was becoming like a big deal around this time too. So they got some like actual talent to be in this movie, so they paid a little bit for it.
Oh no, they came out in the same year.
Did they come out the same? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was thinking it was 88 when they. I mean, but that movie, Gene Hackman got nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah,
for
didn't Willem Dafoe also get nominated for
I don't know if Willem Dafoe
supporting?
did, but I know for a fact that Gene Hackman did. So when they were making this movie, of course, the My Buddy dolls were big.
Oh
at
yeah,
this time. And
buddy,
those things
my buddy,
look exactly like the My Buddy dolls.
wherever he goes.
So they had to change. So they changed his name to Chucky because they were going to call him Buddy, but they were like, "No, we got to change his name so they don't sue us." So because it was Hasbro who made My Buddy, and they were like, "No, we're not getting sued by Hasbro."
Yeah, Hasbro's got deep pockets.
Yeah, because that kind of plays into the original titles for this movie, which I don't know if those are in your fun facts.
It could be.
Oh, okay. Well, just tell me. I don't want to talk about it.
Probably.
Okay, we won't talk about it. We'll say that they're in your fucking thing.
Your little thing.
Yeah, but
Which is fun because, anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much like kind of the BTS when it comes to Child's Play, the making of it, and kind of how it came to be.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fucking picketers at the fucking premiere.
Really? How much money did this movie make?
$42 million.
42. And they spent how much?
About $9 to $13 million.
Oh, so shit.
There's a
Pretty
reason why
successful movie.
there's a reason why there were 5. I mean, there's 5 movies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a series, and a remake.
And a remake.
Which apparently isn't very good.
I don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. They did a lot with technology
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to him being a doll that's like possessed or whatever. He's basically like AI gone wrong.
Oh, okay.
Kind
of like Megan.
Except Megan's a better movie. Megan's a way better movie than Child's Play. But Aubrey Plaza's really good in it. And it was cool to see her in a horror film because she doesn't do shit like that.
Yeah.
So I liked it. And Mark Hamill does the voice for Chucky.
No shit.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, there's some
Mark Hamill did the voice.
No, not in this one. In the remake.
In the remake, Brad Dourif does the voice for Chucky. He's Chucky all the time.
Yeah.
He's except for the remake, he's never not Chucky.
Okay,
He's
I was excited until now.
Brad Dourif is a way better Chucky. He is fucking he is scary as Chucky. Like his voice is just so because he lays on thick that Midwestern accent.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's piling on the Chicago accent.
David Kirshner actually came up with his name. So Charles Lee Ray is Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how he came up with his name.
Oh, that's terrifying.
All right, so you have not watched the trailer yet.
I have not.
So here is the trailer.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't hit the play button. Oh, there we go. Okay, United Artists. Oh, I'm so excited. It looks like New York. Fuck that.
Always remember.
Can we open my presents now, Mommy? A good guy! I knew it!
Aw.
I'm Chucky.
He's something, isn't he?
This
He's something.
is Andy's.
Time for bed, Andy. Good night, baby.
Good night, Aunt Maggie.
Oh, God. That's terrifying as fuck.
Yeah, could you imagine a kid sleeping next to that thing?
Dude, fuck this. Oh. I don't
Everyone knows most accidents happen at home.
Most accidents happen at home.
This is no
Good Lord. Nope.
Yeet.
Detective Mike Norris,
See ya.
homicide. Miss Peterson's dead, Miss Barclays. She fell from the kitchen window.
Someone's moved in with the Barclay family.
Yeah,
It's terror.
Lucky, I know who was on the counter. Andy. Who, Andy? Chucky.
Nobody believes you about Chucky. He came alive in my hand.
Oh, for God's sake.
Why won't you?
Mrs. Barkley saying
He don't believe her.
It was actually Chris Sarandon saying, "Oh, for God's sake," and not Kendall this time.
Yeah.
Or lives to tell it.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's weird to see it.
There's nothing
Oh,
nice.
fuck.
Chris Sarandon plays such a natural villain.
Yeah, I know it's weird to see to play a good guy.
Yeah.
And there's
Uh-huh.
nothing innocent
And then also with him without facial hair.
Yeah.
It's weird.
about child's play.
Well, he didn't have facial hair in Princess Bride.
That's true. I always forget it. Yeah, I always forget it.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't know who Chris Sarandon was, he played Prince Humperdinck in The Princess Bride.
Okay. Okay.
Inconceivable.
So I don't,
You keep using that
okay,
word.
so
I
look.
don't think it means what you think it means.
So that trailer was not as effective as some of the other ones I've
Yeah.
watched.
Yeah.
I don't know. They really didn't.
They
Okay,
even
so
show-
there's
they
some
sh- They don't even
trailers.
show Chucky in the trailer, do they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
they
Did they?
they
Okay.
show Chucky,
Okay.
but there's trailers that I think they reveal too much of the scary shit
Oh, yeah.
in the trailer.
That's why I hate watching trailers,
And
especially for
then-
horror films.
And then this one, it's like nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, dare I say that I'm excited to watch this movie because I feel like the mystery is still there.
Okay. Yeah, good.
I-
You want to do your little thing?
all right, here we go.
All right.
Oh, it's time for Kendall's fun. Back. How bad it might be outside. Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza.
I don't even know if he was a good baseball player.
He was.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he was like a Hall of Fame
Yeah, okay.
baseball
All
player.
right,
He's a great catcher.
It'll take me 100 episodes to not fucking laugh at that. All right, the original working title for this film was
It was the first one he had.
"Batteries Not Included."
Do you know?
But
the
that
other
was.
one?
Do you know why they didn't use that
Before
one?
it became known, Steven Spielberg was already making a film with the same title.
Because as a kid, I fucking loved that movie.
I did too.
I
fucking loved that movie.
Love for
with
the movie,
little,
the little
with
robots,
the little guys.
Yeah.
They were saving the old people.
That
in
was
the
like-
apartment
in the
building.
apartment building. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Jessica-
they rebuilt the mosaic tile.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I fucking
Jessica,
love that
Jessica
movie.
Tandy was in that movie.
Yep,
Yeah,
she
she's-
was.
She's great.
We grew up watching that.
That is a childhood memory unlocked.
And that is so crazy to me when I read. Okay,
Did you
that
have any of the
mother-
little toys?
that motherfucker right there. Huh?
Did you have any of the little toys?
No, I
Oh,
didn't have
okay.
any of the toys.
I did. I had one of the little toys.
It took.
Do
Did
you know what the second working title for that movie was?
No, I did not.
Bloody Buddy.
Bloody Buddy.
Yeah.
Just was
Well,
better.
they couldn't do that because of the
He's not. Yeah, because they couldn't. Because of my buddy.
because of my buddy,
Yeah.
and they would have got sued. Okay, it took 11 people to control Chucky, even though Chucky was like an animatronic thing. It took 11 people to run.
Created by Kevin Yeager. Kevin Yeager is the special effects artist that it basically created Chucky, and he's the one who said this is how he fucking works. And he worked on, I believe, at least the first 3 movies. He ended up marrying Catherine Hicks,
Yes.
who's the star of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And they met on the set of
They
this
met
movie.
on the set of this
Yeah.
movie, and they're still married to this day.
And I read that. I read that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And whenever you watch like Wes Craven's New Nightmare, they have a nod to that, which is also a nod to Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah, because she married the special effects. Yeah,
she literally married a special effects guy too, because she ended up working on Dawn of the Dead remake with her husband. Nancy from Nightmare.
Yeah.
She
She's one of the special effects coordinators for Dawn of the Dead, the 2004.
Yeah, because her husband
Nancy is.
Yeah, her name in real life is Heather Langenkamp.
Oh.
So she's now is a special effects artist.
Yeah, she just probably like 5 or 6 years ago she directed a movie. Mm-hmm. It was like a little kind of ghost movie, like a little ghost horror film. It's pretty cool.
No shit.
Yeah. Wes Craven introduced her to her husband.
Yeah.
So Chucky and the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt had the same blue eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the same guy that did Chucky's eyes,
He ended up making the
he
Crypt
made
Keeper.
the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
Voiced by John Kasser.
Yep.
Yeah. Ain't that fucking...
Hello, boys and ghouls.
I love the Crypt Keeper.
Ain't that fucking interesting?
It is interesting.
A side note is that Tales from the Crypt, the HBO show that started in '87, I think it was actually an homage to a. It was not kind of a serialized movie from Britain called Tales from the Crypt, which was inspired by a DC Comics made in the 30s and 40s called Tales from the Crypt.
Yep.
And the stories came from those comics.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt ruled. It was like
it
was like Twilight Zone, but like
Scary.
for adults.
I actually did like that.
I love Tales from the Crypt.
It's so weird because I
'cause
hate,
it
I
didn't-
hate horror.
It
but
didn't go because it was slapsticky.
Yeah.
It was very
There was
slapsticky.
a lot of like huge names that were in Tales from the Crypt as well.
There were, yeah,
Like,
and Arnold Schwarzenegger directed one.
directed
He
a
directed,
fucking
which is
episode.
honestly one of my favorites. This is the one with William Hickey. It's called The Body.
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite Tales from the Crypt episode is probably the one with the Santa, the evil Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's so fucking scary.
That's the one that was inspired from the movie from in Britain. It had Joan Collins in it.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
a smoke show.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's like that's my favorite. I love Tales from the Crypt. It rules.
The movie, that show was so good.
That show was great. The toy shop in which Chucky
The opening scene, yeah.
was shot was actually a closed down Chinese restaurant.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's cool. It doesn't look like it at all. It looks like a fucking toy store.
Yeah.
It's actually a closed down Chinese restaurant
With just a bunch of empty boxes on it.
Yeah.
In it, you know?
Yeah.
Bucket.
In some scenes, Chucky is played by a little person.
Yes. It's mostly the running scenes.
Yeah.
When he's running.
Yeah, when he's running.
There are certain parts where you know for a fact that it's the little person.
Yeah.
And you know for a fact that it's the animatronic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif
Mhm.
claims that his Chucky voice was just his Jack Nicholson impression.
That is fair.
It's
That is
actually-
absolutely fair, dude.
Now-
I mean, he worked with Jack Nicholson. He did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with him. So.
Now I'm never gonna not be able to hear that.
Yeah, he said that he was just trying to be Jack Nicholson.
You know, I just watched that movie like a month ago. God, that movie's so fucking good.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Oh my god, I fucking love that movie.
It's like the end of that movie sucks.
Oh, it's so bad. But that movie is so great.
It's so good.
So
But Brad, you know, but you've seen Brad Dourif. He's the one that you know, unalives himself. Then when Nurse Ratched keeps fucking with him, he's the young guy.
Oh yeah,
That's Chucky.
Yeah.
That's Chucky.
That's Chucky.
That's the guy who plays Chucky.
Oh,
Yeah, the guy that she
Well, have
keep-
you seen Mississippi Burning?
No.
Yeah.
You've never. Okay.
Yeah, but the one that Nurse Ratched keeps fucking with, and
Yeah.
he ends up going into his room and unaliving himself.
Yeah.
Also, Nurse Ratched was played by the woman who played Nurse Ratched was Kai Wynn on that Star Trek D69.
That's cool. But
I
that's
didn't hear any
Louis,
of that.
I mean,
yeah, that was Louise Fletcher. She played Kai Wynn on Star Trek D69. She played Nurse Ratched. She won an Oscar.
Did you say Star
yeah
Trek?
for one.
I did not. It's Star Trek. Star Trek.
For One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
She did. Yes.
Just winning awards for Star Trek.
She won a Saturn Award.
Cool.
Yeah.
Saturn Award.
I
feel like they made that up just for Star Trek.
Nope. Saturn Awards have been
Saturn
around
Awards
for a while.
Are sci-fi and horror awards.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's Chucky. That the
Okay.
really young guy that's
Yeah.
in the middle. That's who plays Chucky.
Okay.
So,
I fucking love that movie.
okay, we're not watching that one.
Oh, can we watch that?
No, I just said no.
That movie's depressing, dude.
It is.
Dude,
yeah.
it's big depressing, but it's
we
like,
might as well watch.
but it's such a good movie.
But the Native American guy gets out, so fuck it.
might as well
Chief.
watch Requiem
Chief.
for a
Yeah,
Dream.
Chief. Yeah.
No. Good Lord. That's the worst.
One person gets out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Everybody else is fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Requiem for a Dream, everyone is fine.
But Danny DeVito fucking rules.
What'd you
in that
get?
movie, too.
What did we get for a scary
That's
rating?
my cigarettes. Not his.
Did you find anything on the scary rating?
The scary level was basically all I found was it's not recommended for children.
Fair.
See, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
You're not a
I
child.
should be okay. I'm
You're not
like,
you're not a little
I'm
baby.
2 days
Yeah.
from 36 years old.
You're not
I should be fine.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah,
this is a happy birthday episode for Kendall
No, we
Yeah.
don't have to do all that. But I'm
or Country
I am.
Kenton as
yes,
his
Country Kitten is
Yeah.
2 days from 36 years old.
So okay,
When's
you
your
ready?
brother's birthday?
Probably the same. Actually, 2 minutes after mine.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Do you know what time you were born?
I was at 4:02 and he was at 4:04
Okay.
a.m.
I was born.
And we were C-section, so they just fucking scooped
Yeah.
I was
us
born
out.
at like 10 o'clock in the morning, I think.
I was
a Saturday.
10:52 at night.
Yeah, it was like 10:30-ish in the morning, I think, when I was born.
Huh.
It was a Saturday, I know that.
You're like one of the only people I've ever known that was born in the like morning.
No, like a regular day morning, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But did
fun.
they start at like
I don't
1
fucking know.
p.m.
I don't
the
know.
afternoon before?
I was there, but I don't remember much about it.
Why the fuck not?
I was. It was a Saturday. I know that.
Oh, it was a Saturday. Jesus, you know more than I do. Good day.
It's a fucking day.
We have to move on.
Yeah.
We're never gonna get done.
We're still on the,
We're never
even
we're-
watched the
we're-
movie
we're-
yet.
we're-
We're just talking about birthdays at this point because I didn't know it was. I forgot it was his birthday in a couple days.
We can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
I need more beer.
All right.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go.
Are you ready to watch this movie?
Fuck yeah.
All
let's
right.
go.
If this is This is the point in the podcast where you'll pause it, go watch the movie, and come back and join us. If you've already seen the movie and just want to get to the tomfoolery on the other side, just stay past the music, and we'll see you then.
Pray for me.
I'm your friend.
Oh, it's
to
not
the
that
end.
bad.
I'm your friend to the end.
Oh my God.
And we're back.
Get out of my fucking.
And we're back.
Get out of my garden.
Get
Off my lawn.
I shit in your fucking garden.
Yeah.
Kendall has now seen Child's Play, and Kendall, what's your first thoughts after watching the movie?
Oh, it's interesting because it's a doll.
Yeah. What? Where? Where was the doll?
The doll was in the movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there a doll? There
I don't think you saw it.
There. Okay.
I think I was watching the wrong one. Were there a bunch of like big-titted girls having sex with a guy in a plastic mask?
That's what I saw.
Yeah. We may have been watching the different Child's Play.
Yeah, you must have.
Yeah, okay.
So, what'd you think of Chucky?
Do we need to go watch what
Nah.
you guys watched?
What'd you think of Chucky?
I think that is, I would, just like not Nightmare on Elm Street. It's terrifying because it's a normal day thing
Kid
that
playing
they
with a toy, yeah.
turned into a horror icon.
Yeah.
I think
thing.
yeah, I think we talked about that during the nightmare where we're like the safest thing you could think of is going to sleep, and that's dangerous. And and it's the same thing. It's like a kid
Playing with a
a
doll.
doll should be the
Yeah.
safest thing in the world, but it's the most terrifying thing.
It's really not. Yeah. You got creeped out by the doll before he was revealed as like a murderous. Like when Andy opens it up and first talks to it, and it responds to you. You're like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
So he was creepy from the jump.
So you're
Right from the jump, but then you see the batteries.
Yeah.
that's
and
like
you're
that's like the best scare of the movie.
Yeah,
It's fucking
and
great.
You're like, oh my
It's a great
God.
reveal too.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the way it's shot and it's filmed. It's like it's such a slow reveal. Like like as an audience member, you know that. You already
Yeah.
know
Right.
that this is a thing. But it's like you're it's like, oh man, she's
That's the moment where she gets caught up with the audience.
yeah, because the audience is ahead of, with the exception of actually is ahead of until Andy is on pace, but the audience is ahead of most of the characters.
Yeah.
You know, like with the exception of when Andy finds out, which is when he first fucking gets Chucky, that he knows that Chucky's alive.
Yeah.
You know, but like that reveal, like her just being like, oh, like fuck, I need to throw this box away, and then that fucking battery's falling off. It's like.
It's like, wait a minute.
This thing's been talking the whole fucking time.
And there's no batteries.
Oh yeah, and her it's when she flips him over and checks the back.
Yeah,
and then his
yeah.
head turns. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yep. The movie was. I made the comment during the movie. The movie's very terminally 80s. Like it's from the cars to the clothes to the shoulder pads to the fucking Technicolor overcoat the cops are wearing. Do you feel like this movie's a little bit dated?
I mean, yes, obviously, but it's still like
It's a movie from the 80s.
it's a movie
definitely.
from the 80s.
It's like watching Empire Records. Like I love Empire Records, but Empire Records is 90s. as
Super
fuck.
dated, yeah.
That's super 90s. It, like nobody fucking talks like that anymore. Nobody fucking dresses like. Well, I guess that's kind of coming back.
I would say the way everybody dresses in this movie is pretty
With the
much-
exception of like maybe Chris Sarandon because he's just dressed like a normal dude in a suit.
Yeah, with an excessive amount of sweater vests for some
he
reason.
does have a lot of sweater vests.
A sweater vest to match.
Well, that
every
means he's
time.
approachable.
Yeah,
Even the kid, he
Yeah,
was
oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, these are my pajama
Yeah.
shoes."
Those are my good guy pajama sneakers.
Yeah, it's like nobody wears pajama sneakers.
Yeah, nobody
I
wears
don't-
pajamas.
Nobody, yeah, like kids. I'd never put my kids in like pajamas like that.
I can't remember. I would have to go back so many years to find a time when I just didn't sleep in nothing but underwear. Like, it's what I sleep in. As I just,
I think I remember, like, I used to sleep in, like, just a t-shirt and, like, sweats.
Yeah.
Like, the old sweatpants or whatever.
Yeah,
That was about it.
On the weekends when I'm at home and I don't have to work the next day, I'll stay up late and I'll usually just pass out in front of the TV.
Yeah,
but I'll end up wearing like a shirt and my I wear scrub bottoms for like walking around.
Yeah.
Like I heard the term hard clothes and soft clothes, and I'm never not going to use that. Because hard clothes are what you wear when you're going out of the house, and like when you're going to work or whatever. And soft clothes are what you change into when you're at home and you're not going anywhere. And
Soft clothes.
somebody called them soft clothes, and I was like, "That's fucking brilliant!" And I'm gonna keep you. That's getting inserted in the lexicon now.
I don't know. I just call them my giving up clothes. Which, to be fair, I've been wearing them for a long time.
Yeah, my surrender clothes.
Like, I think I'll be buried in these.
Well, no, it's like Jason Segel in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's his giving up sweatpants.
Yeah.
She tries to take him from him. He's like, "You shall not pass."
Yeah.
I think I'll die in these clothes.
Yeah. That's whatever.
Yeah.
And, everybody's going to have to deal with it.
Well,
it's like
I have shorts that I wear at home, and usually, even during the wintertime, I wear them.
Yeah.
Not at more.
Your soft clothes.
No, I'm not gonna call them that.
Well, but he just called them that. So in context, you have to call them your soft clothes.
I don't have to do anything except.
You don't wear your sweat or your shorts to work.
Only because I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would.
Kendall, I feel like this is going to be a very weighted question for you because I feel like I already know the answer to this. How'd you feel about the ending?
I didn't. I guess I don't get it.
So when we watched the movie, we got to the freeze frame of Andy looking through the door, and it goes straight to the thing. Kendall put his hands up like, "That's it," and I'm just like, "That's it." Like sometimes it's just it just ends.
It's just
it ends.
It's just it.
What more did you want to happen?
Well,
he fucking killed him.
Yeah,
there was a big showdown, and they fucking killed Chucky, and that was the end of the movie because the villain's dead. There's no more movie after that because there's nothing else to follow.
Yeah, this isn't real life. It has to end at some point.
It can't just keep going.
Otherwise, this movie's going to be like 6 hours
this
fucking long.
This isn't fucking Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Or The Green Mile.
Where it keeps going after Andy's escaped.
Yeah.
Not Andy Dufresne, not Andy Barkley.
Yeah.
It doesn't keep going. Like we're not following another set of characters.
Yeah. I don't know. I find that the more I watch of these, the more I want. I just want more.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
What do you mean it's such bullshit? That's the way I feel. I just want more.
There has to be stuff for the sequels.
Your feelings are valid.
I just want more. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, they killed Chucky and then it's over.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. There's not much to get it.
Welcome
this isn't
to
fucking Phantasm.
Welcome to horror movies.
Yeah. This isn't Phantasm where it's like, oh, did all that happen or no? I don't know.
No, and then Phantasm. Oh, so wait, you're referring to Phantasm as a movie where we got like an ending.
Closure?
Like,
no, not at all.
No, not at all. I was referring it to the opposite. Yeah. Completely.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this isn't Phantasm. There was an ending. Like Phantasm is like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. That's the end where you're like, I don't get.
Even like
Phantasm was like the most mind fucked I've ever been after a movie.
Yeah. Well, like Nightmare was like that too. It's like because it has that ending where it's like.
Yeah.
Are they still dreaming? Because they're in a convertible that's Freddy's colors and stuff like that.
What was a dream and what wasn't a dream?
Well, like this is very definite that Chucky dies at the end.
Yeah, yes. It's like Chainsaw. You didn't like the ending of Chainsaw.
No.
Even though I don't know.
I don't know what else could have been done differently.
I don't know what they had to do to please you. Because
just give me 5 more minutes of movie. That's all I'm saying.
What would have happened in that 5 minutes that would have made it that would have made it an A+.
They would have talked. She would have gave her story. He'd have been like, "Oh my god!"
But
I don't know.
Yeah, but I already saw that movie.
But did you? No, you didn't.
Yeah, no,
because it didn't fucking happen.
No, you know why I did because I watched it.
So what you're saying is you want 5 minutes of her doing a synopsis of the movie you just watched.
Of Sally.
No, because that's what you just said.
This is not. This is not last week's podcast. This is this week's podcast.
You guys are living in the fucking past.
Yeah.
No, but like
motherfuckers need to move on.
When you put up your hands, I was like, I can't.
I don't know. We're never gonna please. We're never gonna please you.
Like,
this is
I get it.
I was like, it couldn't be more straightforward.
Yeah. How do you tell more of an ending than that?
Just sitting there staring.
Well, it goes to a freeze frame. It's supposed to be cinematic.
He's staring at the dead carcass of his
best friend.
of the doll that just.
But we all know it didn't happen that way. Like he doesn't really die.
We know that because there's a sequel.
Yeah, and also
if there wasn't a sequel, then Charles Lee Ray would have died.
Yeah, because that's the end of that movie.
Yeah.
All right.
And if they left it kind of open ended to where either if this movie sucked in the box office, they didn't make a sequel, then he's dead. But they left it open-ended enough to where, like, oh, if this movie does really well, we can make a sequel.
You have to look at movies not because they have a sequel, but because, like, look at as their own entities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's where I fucked up here.
Yeah, because you know that there's a Child's Play 2 and a Child's Play 3 and a Child's Play 4.
I know the motherfucker ain't dead.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
They actually do a very interesting way to bring him back every time.
I
think it's really cool.
And it's always different.
It's always different every time, and I think they do a very smart thing. It's because Don Mancini is a good screenwriter. He's written a lot of good, maybe not good movies, but they're great horror movies. Like he's a really good horror writer.
Yeah.
And he, like I said, he's written all of these movies. You know, the one thing he always gets pissed off about is Tom Holland directs this movie, right? And he demanded a writing credit because he changed a couple of things, and Don Mancini was like,
"Fuck you! I wrote
what now?"
Yeah, fuck you! I wrote
and he was like,
movie.
"Okay, well, I just won't make the movie." He's like, "Okay, well, I guess."
You can have the movie.
And that's why Don Mancini hates Tom Holland.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
Like seriously, he talks about that whenever he talks about Child's Play 2. They have a really good documentary series of the entire franchise.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, fuck that guy." He's like, I'm so glad we got another director. And pretty much everybody was on that page. I guess Chris Sarandon was the only person that liked him.
I think Chris Sarandon just likes everybody.
Yeah, but
well, that and Chris Sarandon also worked with Tom Holland.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So.
He had worked with him on 2 movies as opposed to like everybody else that was like.
I'm sure if Tom Holland was an asshole during Fright Night, then Chris Sarandon probably said no to this movie.
Exactly. Or maybe he was just an asshole to other people.
Or it's entirely possible.
Maybe he was an asshole to Roddy McDowell and all the other people in that movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Does Catherine Hicks belong on the wall of like best horror movie moms? She seems so motherly in this movie,
pretty
right?
good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm trying to think of other horror movie moms that I really like.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to think about. Because, like, Nancy's no.
No,
she
no,
sucks.
not at all.
No way.
And then, like, not Scream.
No.
I'm not going to go into detail,
not.
but, like, no.
Yeah.
No.
It was Ellie from Evil Dead Rise? No, definitely not.
No, she is. That's not her fault.
That's not. Yeah,
That's
you're
not her
right. She's
fault.
actually
She's a good mom.
So yeah,
Good single mom.
Yeah, single
Good
mom.
single mom.
Very cool.
But
very cool mom.
Yeah,
From what I know about
tattoos.
that movie,
Mm-hmm.
she's probably the worst mom ever.
No, she's not.
No.
You have to watch the movie to understand why I'm saying no.
Okay.
Because that's not her fault.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough to think of like good horror movie moms.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. It definitely ain't her. Well, she tries her best. From Sinister.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she tries her best.
She tries her best. It's not really her fault either. Ethan Hawke. God, he sucks in that movie.
He does. Oh my God.
He
Ethan
sucks so
Hunt
much. I
does.
fucking hate him in
Yeah.
that movie. I don't know. Like Lena Headey in the Purge is pretty good.
She's really good.
She's
yeah,
a good mom.
Good.
She's
Yeah.
a good mom. Ethan Hawke's actually a pretty decent dad in that movie. I mean, like
He protects his family.
It's not
That's
his fault
yeah.
that he's the one that came up with the idea for the panic rooms.
Yeah, turning the whole house into a panic room.
Yeah, but I mean, he utilizes it. It's because he's rich. But I don't know. Like I'd have to think about horror movie moms for sure. To think about like who would. But Catherine Hicks would be. I think Catherine Hicks is like made to be a TV/movie mom.
She is very. She like every time she's on screen, whether it's in a movie or a TV show, like we were talking about, so she was on Seventh Heaven. She plays a very motherly person.
Yeah.
She may not have been a mother in Star Trek 4, but she was a protector of like the whales, so it kind of came off very motherly in that regard.
She protected the whales.
So if
Let's not get into it.
Yeah, let's not get into it. She was a marine biologist who was protecting a pair of humpback whales from from being brutally murdered. Because back in the 80s, we still did whaling.
Mm-hmm. I mean...
In Star Trek.
In Star Trek, yes.
Which was about space.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You have to know the context of Star Trek 4 to understand what I'm talking about here. They go back in time to get humpback whales. And they have to... And they find 2 humpback whales.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was the
she
oceanographer.
Great. She did great.
Yeah, she was the marine biologist who
she did such a good job.
William Shatner made contact with so that they could procure 2 humpback whales to save the universe in the future.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So how funny did you find Chucky in this movie?
How what?
How funny did you find Chucky in this movie?
Oh, I think it was funny because he's a doll.
He had some great lines.
Yeah. He did have some great lines.
Ugly fucking doll.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That was
great.
The best.
Batter up.
Yeah. Chucky actually gets much like Freddy. He gets a little bit more Looney Tunes, especially in 4 and 5. They really dive into the dark humor in 4 and 5.
Those are the thing about those movies is like where I disagree with it when it comes to Nightmare 5 and 6.
Yeah,
where it's like he's doing that stuff, but the characters aren't in on the joke.
Yeah.
They're not campy too. Whereas in Bride of Chucky, the main characters are also kind of campy to an extent. The whole movie's just like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the Nightmare movies, Freddy's just like that.
Freddy's campy, and the other people are all
like
just straight.
Like
they're the straight man,
just serious all the time. I'm just like, this doesn't work for me.
It's not as cute as it is in
Yeah. Plus, like Ronnie Yu directed Bride of Chucky. He also directed Freddy vs. Jason, and I just like his style. It's like he's like a Chinese filmmaker and stuff like that, and he does like a lot of stuff that's like the old 70s samurai movies and stuff.
Which one was John Waters in? Was that Seed?
Seed.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets. Yeah. That was a great cameo. Like John Mancini being a gay man, he was like, okay, that was my dream. To have John Waters in a movie.
John Waters is a gay icon. We respect the shit out of him.
Yeah, pencil thin mustache. Directed one big horror movie. It's kind of a horror movie, but it's Serial Mom.
Oh yeah, Serial Mom's a horror movie.
Yeah, and then like his most famous movie is Pink Flamingos, where literally a drag queen eats a pile of dog shit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a really famous midnight movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I think what was her name? Was it Divine?
Probably.
Was the name? Yeah. It's a weird one.
Kind of
good lord.
Kind of up there with like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything.
Yeah. That's like he is like a gay icon.
Like, whole 100%. Yeah, and so do we.
Yeah, he was in one of the Jackass movies.
Yeah, he sure was.
He was the one that made Wee Man disappear under the big fat lady.
Yeah,
that's John Waters.
He's like, I'm gonna make Wee Man disappear, and then Preston comes and jumps on him and flattens him. He's like, he's gone. Yeah. Magic. That's John Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was there any part of the movie where, I mean, obviously you kind of felt the doll creepy. Was there any part of the movie where you actually felt scared?
No, I don't think it was a creepy movie at all.
No, just the creepy aspect.
The creepy part of it was the fact that the doll was alive without the batteries.
Yeah.
When
the doll face went full Chucky, it looked like
there was a difference between where it was acting like a toy,
the good guy.
Yes, and then it was acting on its own.
Yeah.
Because he gets like pale. I always love Chucky because he's got like this scowl. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where they call John Gruden. That's why they call him Chucky. Is because when he does that, he looks like Chucky, and also he has freckles just like Chucky does.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But when he makes that mean face, that's what he looks like as Chucky. I just love Brad Dourif's like voice with Chucky. Like he's so like fucking sinister, and he's so like
He was trying to be Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, and now thanks to that,
And you
I watched that
can't-
whole movie and I
you
could not
can't
hear it.
not hear it.
It was there the whole time.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah, I can definitely
Yeah, 'cause
definitely
he's doing
sense the
like
Nicholson.
he's doing like super Chicago,
Super
like
Chicago, yeah.
Midwestern, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's not how Brad Dourif talks at all.
No, where's he from?
He's from like the Northeast, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Or he might even be from Cali. But he's definitely not like Chicago. He doesn't talk like that at all. Like he just did that voice, and because it was the movie's set. I get it. The movie's set in Chicago, so he's doing like that voice or whatever. That Chris Sarandon's kind of doing a Midwestern accent too.
So can we settle the debate? Who's cuter in the movie? Is it Henry Thomas or is it this kid?
Oh yeah. This kid did a really good job.
His name Alex Vincent.
Alex Vincent.
Alex Vincent.
Yeah.
Did a great job. The E.T. kid did a great job too.
I'm not saying that he didn't.
I'm just saying that Alex Vincent's cuter in this movie than
Yeah, and I think
Henry
he's
Thomas.
younger. He's
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah, he was legitimately 6 years old when they filmed this movie.
Yeah, and wow.
Which I think works
Come
for this
on.
movie. I'm so glad that they went out and said, "No, we're going to get an actual like little
6-year-old.
kid instead of getting an older
Can
kid."
you imagine? I never. Yeah, I think that's the part of movies that we don't give enough credit to.
Mm-hmm.
Like this kid was 6 years old.
He's so good in this movie.
Yeah.
and he's literally fucking nailing a part.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
When he
scenes-
doesn't even understand
Well, think it,
what it is to nail a part, and he's fucking doing it.
when he's in the hospital,
Yeah.
and he's in the room or whatever,
Yeah.
and he knows Chucky's coming for him, and he
Yeah,
leans
and
on that door
hunkers down.
and he starts crying.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for that kid. Like,
Yeah,
he's just
dude, can you imagine? I'm just like in awe because I've raised kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's like, tell this kid to do this thing and act like you're scared, but you're not really scared.
I know when they were
But-
filming that scene, a lot of the director of photography and stuff like that, and like Tom Holland and like Mancini was on set for the entire movie. They were like, they wanted to just go hug him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
child actors are actually my absolute favorite.
Oh yeah,
because they just don't know about life.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that, dude. They're just being introduced to life.
yeah. Another
As
interesting
it
thing
is.
that they did in this movie was they realized the kid was 6 years old, so they were trying to actively like shield him from like scary elements and stuff like that. So he didn't have a lot of interaction with the animatronic Chucky doll. He had some, but not in like super scary moments. So like when he's acting and trying to act scared in the presence of Chucky, he's genuinely just trying to act scared without
Yes.
any kind of external stimuli.
Yeah, he was actually pretty upset about that because he wanted to.
Yeah.
he was like super excited, but
Because he was a robot.
Yeah, because-
he
because-
would get to play with a robot.
But they were like, nah, we can't do that to you.
It's
man.
too
Like,
scary, man.
It's too scary, and plus, like his parents were on set because they have
they have to be there.
and
yeah.
then
and he was only allowed to. I think they were only allowed to work a child for like 4 to 6 hours.
that's
So-
that's the labor laws when it comes to filming.
Yeah.
John Landis did a great job with
yeah,
that.
yeah. Thankfully, that's the child labor laws for that.
But yeah, you can only work them every so often because that's how it was. And then when the movie that came out 2023, When Evil Lurks, that's how, because there's a lot of kids in that movie as well.
Yeah.
And Damien Rugnow was like, oh yeah, we could only work them a couple hours, so we couldn't.
Yeah.
We had to make sure we got that stuff as much as we could because we didn't because when it comes to film when it comes to where your budget comes from is we need to get this movie filmed as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The longer the movie shoot goes, the more money the movie costs.
Yeah, which a lot, and the studios will be like, Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Because it's sitting on the shelf and ain't making any money. We got to get in the theaters.
Yeah, we can't keep spending money on this thing.
So one of my fun fact is this. So apparently, we were talking about the My Buddy doll, right? And they couldn't name this one because of the My Buddy doll. Well, apparently after this movie came out, My Buddy doll never recovered. I guess people just stopped buying them.
Yeah,
because it was too close to Chucky, and they were just like, I'm not traumatizing my kid.
Chucky,
they never to this day they never recovered.
I always like hearing about like horror movies that fuck up a thing.
Yeah,
like,
that's
not to go off on Steven Spielberg again, but
like,
people
going to the beach,
fucking ruined water.
Yeah,
and he was. He didn't go off on Steven Spielberg. He had the same problem when he was producing Arachnophobia. Yeah. He's like, I can't fucking ruin another animal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do spiders because people already hate spiders anyway. So who gives a shit?
We'll just drop that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, I can't ruin another fucking thing for people.
People used to love sharks, and now they fucking hate them.
Because he's like, oh, fucking dinosaurs, they don't exist, so fuck it. You know, but like sharks and spiders, they're a thing. Like, you can go see them.
Yeah. Catherine Hicks, we were talking about this earlier. Catherine Hicks won a Saturn Award for this. This is Saturn Awards for horror and sci-fi. So,
J-Lo won a Saturn Award for Anaconda.
Anaconda, yeah. So there's no accounting for taste.
Anaconda's fun, dude.
It's not. I fucking hate that movie.
I fucking love Anaconda.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Blood Orchid.
Blood Orchid sucks.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of Blood Orchid.
The original Anaconda.
Is that which one is the one with Ice Cube?
That one.
Oh, the
Anaconda.
original?
Yeah, fucking
okay,
John.
well, then, yeah, that's fine.
John Voight, Owen Wilson. Fuck
okay.
yeah, wow. That's Owen fine. Wilson. Yeah. I fucking, like, fucking Jonathan Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he sounds like fucking Nigel Thornberry in that movie. Dude, I fucking love Anaconda.
Another horror legend was at one point attached to play Chucky, Andrew Divoff.
I don't think
it would have worked as well.
I don't think it works.
He's
really good at playing the Djinn.
Yeah, you'll get to know Andrew Divoff later. He's going to be in another horror movie that we watch later called Wishmaster.
Yeah.
So much fun. You've heard us talk about it. It's so much fucking fun.
Yeah, it's such a fun movie. Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's the dumbest thing you've ever heard in your life, but goddamn, is it entertaining.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah,
and I don't think it works as well without Andrew Divoff. Andrew Divoff is like the greatest thing about that movie. He just like he knows the assignment and he executes it. Kind of like Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif knows, he's like, okay, I'm going to do this. He takes it very seriously. He always takes it seriously when he does a Child's Play / of Chucky movie. When he makes these, he takes it very seriously. He's not phoning it in. He will probably say it's like the best thing I've ever done. It's the best thing I've done in my career. Like, you know,
Chucky movie.
He's still doing it. They just did a 3rd season of Chucky like a year ago.
Yeah.
He's still doing it today from 1988. He's been playing Chucky longer than you've been alive.
Yeah, that's for real.
Chucker.
Chucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been playing that character longer than you've been a person.
That's scary.
That's
another one of the kind of an uncredited. We talked about them using little people for Chucky.
Yes.
They also used Alex Vincent's actual sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Because when there was a scene where Chucky is chasing Maggie down the hallway. Yeah. That's Alex Vincent's younger sister.
Yeah, she's like a couple years younger. Like she's like 4 or something.
So they threw a wig on her, put like the suspenders and
they filmed her
everything,
from behind.
and they filmed her behind as she's just running down the hall after him. She didn't have any weapons in her hand because that's the scene where he doesn't have anything. But you know,
yeah, she just happened to be on. She was on set.
Yeah, and they were just like, throw her in a thing. We'll give her some money.
Yeah,
yeah,
and we kind of we were talking about it while we were watching the movie. We were talking about, speaking of that scene with Catherine Hicks and the doll, like when she drops it and it rolls underneath the couch.
Yes.
Yeah, they like Tom Holland, and it may not have been the smartest thing, but I actually do think I think there might have. Okay, so basically they were dropping this doll and he wanted it to roll underneath the couch because it works as a scare.
Yeah.
And they kept doing it, and they just
it wouldn't roll under the couch.
They would drop it in different ways, and it wouldn't roll underneath the couch. And then I do think he thought about filming it in reverse. And it didn't work the way he wanted it to. So he was like, "Fuck it, let's just incline the floor
and just have it roll,
and then we'll film it at an angle, to where it looks level, and then fuck it, we'll just do it that way. It'll be easier. It's gonna take a little bit more time, but it's easier." I do think he did say something about they tried filming it in reverse and it didn't work. He looked at it and he was like, "That looks like shit."
Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah, and instead of just saying "fuck it, we'll just go with it," or just cutting the scene, he's like, "No, we're gonna make this work.
We're gonna make it look better.
We're gonna make it look good." And I appreciate when a director says, "I want this to look good."
Yeah,
and not just putting it in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think, some people might not like him, but at least he, has a little bit of an eye for detail and stuff like that. So. Because I think a lot of the stuff in this movie looks good.
Most of it looks good.
Yeah, I think it.
There's not really. I can't really like point out a part of the movie where the effects, the practicality of it, or anything like that. I mean, maybe the scene after he gets burned and like you have the doll body attacking Christopher and his partner, and so they don't focus on the head like talking at all. But even that, I mean, there's like, oh, it's not going to look good if we're like trying to animate this thing sitting on the TV or whatever. So let's just not film it.
I think Yeager was probably like, I don't know how to do. I could probably do it, but it's going to take a long fucking time for me to figure that out. Yeah. And they were just like, oh fuck it, we just won't film him. We just won't film the head.
Yeah.
Fuck it. He'll just be talking and we just won't film the head. Which is fine. It's not a big deal. But I think the doll looks good. The animatronics look good.
Yeah. The animatronics are great. For 88, that's great.
The cut to the little person playing Chucky.
It looks more real than the fucking the shark from Jaws.
Yeah. But like
shark still looks fake.
It does. But like the little person playing Chucky, I think they use it smartly. Mm-hmm. You can tell the scenes when it's the little person.
100%. Yeah.
Like when he shows up to John's house.
Yeah.
And he walks off that counter, it's a little person.
Yeah.
But they do those nice cuts where they cut to the animatronic.
There's a lot of forced perspective because they use like smaller props or like that scene where he's standing on the counter talking to John. They built a larger counter so that a little person who's about 4 feet tall would look instead more like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, it's Hobbit magic.
Right. Hobbit magic, yeah.
Hobbit magic.
Yeah, instead of
I like that.
It's what Peter Jackson did with Zombie.
Yeah.
You just have to force the perspective. Force some perspective. And that's what they did with that. I think the scene when Andy sees him outside of the hospital and he's going up the steps.
Yeah.
I think they cut to certain things, and I think it's really neat because they film him from behind, they film his feet, stuff like that, and I think that's really good. There are some scenes that I'm like, that didn't look like. It's like when Burnt Chucky is chasing after Andy and Karen, his mom. Mm-hmm. It's not the best. It could look better, but it still doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks like where it takes me out of the film.
Yeah. Do you feel like you agree with this being one of the heavy hitters? Like, do you feel like this is a classic? It is okay if you say no.
It's definitely a classic, because I think it's kind of what we've been hitting on lately. Yeah. It's different.
Yes,
and I think for people that were watching this at this time, they were like, whoa, this is different. Well, if we went and talked to Shane about this right now, like he would be like, yeah, it was impactful because not because it was scary, but it was scary because it was a doll, and that was something that nobody had done before. You know what I mean? Like
they had done.
Like now we have all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
that's the same. But this started that kind of horror.
Yes, this is definitely a start.
This was like on the bigger stage. I mean, they had done the creepy doll before, like Talking Tina in Twilight Zone. Like we talked about the Tales of Terror. They did that, and then also like Puppet Master, but those are on much smaller scales.
Yeah,
and not done as well as this was done.
Yeah, if you watch this one and compare and contrast it to the Puppet Master series looks pretty bad until later on. Like they don't really get good with the animatronics until like 3, maybe 4.
Maybe, yeah, because Charles Band wanted to make this movie.
Yeah.
Originally, because he had already made the first Puppet Master, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that came out like 87, 86, something like that. And he was like, oh, yeah, I want to make this movie or whatever. But it just didn't work out. And a lot of his ideas, Mancini was like, I don't like that. Because he makes like all the puppet, because Charles Band like owns Full Moon. That's his production company. And then that production company has made 2 big movie series.
89 was when Puppet Master came
89,
out.
so they hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, because his Full Moon, they had done all the Puppet Master movies, and they also did Demonic Toys.
And you like Demonic Toys. I'm not a huge fan.
I fucking love Demonic Toys. Baby Oopsie Daisy.
Yeah, I know.
They have a Puppet Masters versus Demonic Toys movie.
It's like the Freddy versus Jason you never wanted.
It's fucking awesome. I love. It's not as there. And there was another good like kind of dolls come to life, which was Dolls.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, which is good because it's by Stuart Gordon that made Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got that cool cover with the doll holding its eyes and stuff like that. Yeah, they had done, but those were on smaller scales. This was a much bigger scale that went out to the masses.
Yeah,
scared the shit out of people.
Oh yeah.
Like it's one of those movies that got people angry. Like
it's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
People fucking picketed the MGM studios.
Mm-hmm.
David Kirshner was sitting in his office watching them, and he was like, I'm not fucking going out there.
Over this movie?
Yeah. Parents were very, very upset.
Because they literally were taking a child's toy and turning it into an evil killer entity or something. So
they got a commercial pulled in 90, I believe, which was when they were releasing the VHS. And so they were running commercials for it on TV or whatever. And people fucking complained, and ABC and NBC pulled them from their networks because people were so upset.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to the level of like Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No.
But like it's people were upset about it, and I like that. Fuck them. Make them upset.
Let them eat cake.
Fuck.
Well, they're like, well, I guess the movie's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and this movie was effective at what it did, and it fucked over, like we said, Hasbro because there was an entire line of dolls that just basically had to cease to function.
Die.
Yeah, just completely died.
They killed production on a fucking whole series
I can't remember
of dolls.
the last time I saw My Buddy doll My Buddy doll commercial when I was a kid. They're like, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, to make the what was the fucking Teddy Ruxpin. Fucking just make those.
Yeah.
Make Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. Do you remember what so there was the My Buddy doll, but do you remember what the girl's version was? It's Kid Sister.
Cool.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
That I might have been like -2 when
it came out at the same time as the My Buddy doll.
Mm-hmm.
They made one for boys and
when
one for
did
girls.
My Buddy come out?
I don't remember.
I don't know, like 80.
It came out before this movie came out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like -3.
Well, I mean, I remember. I don't know if you guys ever watched this. It was on VH1, but I love the 80s.
Oh yeah.
With like it had all the Upright Citizens Brigade people.
Yeah.
Like Michael Ian Black and stuff like that. But they always like every one was like about a year, and they did like a whole week where it was like about 1980. Yeah. And they would just talk about all the shit, and they would talk about like My Buddy dolls. Teddy Ruxpins, Cabbage Patch Kids, shit like that, or like a movie or a song or shit like that.
Here.
A TV show.
Here we'll hit the audience with a little bit of nostalgia.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
They ran side by side, like it was the same time.
Oh yeah. And Chucky fucked that up for sure.
Chucky destroyed this.
My buddy and Kid Sister. He's so separately from play school.
I bet we could throw that on the episode and we wouldn't get copywritten.
No. They're
fucking done.
Yeah, they're
fuck them.
Yeah, you can't buy. I mean, you might be able to buy them on eBay or something.
Fuck it. We'll just use that clip.
Dude, them motherfuckers would be expensive as shit.
Yeah.
If you actually had one.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm sorry. I'm derailing it, but I'm going to go to eBay and see if there's a My Buddy doll on eBay.
Yeah.
Dude, we can't keep doing this.
Hundreds.
We're never going to.
You're going to pay hundreds of dollars for a My Buddy doll.
We're never going to get through this.
My Buddy came out in '95, by the way.
$85.
Oh, actually surprisingly reasonable. You can buy one now for $35.99 plus $28.62 for delivery.
Oh,
So
that's
really,
not,
actually,
really not that bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be hundreds.
They're
of
probably not a
dollars.
collector's item very
No,
much.
probably
They
not.
must not be.
Or they're probably like just a shitload of them around.
They were like one of the biggest mass-produced.
Yeah, so
toys.
that's probably why. It's because it's like
There's a shitload
There's
of
a
them out
shitload of them.
All right, let's talk about kills. Not that many to choose from for kills of the movie. And honestly, none of them were super like.
I have my like definite winner. Like I
Go ahead and shoot then.
John Dr. Death Bishop.
Yeah,
has the best kill. Like the voodoo doll kill is fucking awesome.
which we also talked about this during the zombie episode. Like Hollywood did not do voodoo any favors. Like voodoo's not really like a death religion that people have gotten this into. There's a very small amount of voodoo that talks about like raising the dead or death or anything like that. But for some reason, that's the only part of the religion that Hollywood likes to focus on and makes it kind of like an evil entity or
This
whatever.
is the only movie in the series where they specifically
If you talk about voodoo. Yeah,
voodoo.
yeah.
The rest of it, it's just
Damballa.
Damballa. It's just Damballa. That's what it is.
Damballa.
Or like the heart of Damballa and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because one of my
Damballa is not even a thing in voodoo, but
No,
anyways,
it's not.
they
It's
made
like-
this up for the movie. It's fine.
It's just they made it up for the movie, and that's all they ever talk about. They never talk about the voodoo, except the one time they do. It's one of the funniest scenes in the history of this franchise, which is with Tiffany when she has the voodoo for dummies. It's one of my favorite things when she's reading that.
When she's
thing.
reading
and
Voodoo
she
for
has
Dummies.
the pentagram drawn on the floor in her trailer. That movie fucking rules.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get there.
Dude,
it's going to be
Bride of
so
Chucky
funny.
is
You're
so
gonna
much
be,
fun.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun with that one.
It's probably the Chucky movie I've seen the most.
It's disheartening how turned on I am by the Tiffany doll.
Oh well,
Because she really tits out in that movie.
That was the movie when I realized I was like, oh, I have a thing for Jennifer Tilly.
Yes, yeah. Like
there's something about her that that just
Does it.
It wasn't Liar Liar because I saw her in Liar Liar. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I don't really like her in this movie. And then Bride of Chucky, I'm like, oh no, I do.
No, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do.
I got it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Jennifer Tilly.
So you were turned on by a doll?
No, not a doll. Jennifer Tilly. I'm not that weird.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pointing across.
I mean, the
table.
doll is very busty too.
The doll looks like Tiffany. Has,
Okay.
You know, like
Thank
yeah.
God I was about to admit to some shit that I probably shouldn't. So.
Oh no, I was talking about Jennifer Tilly, the person.
You had my curiosity.
you
now
opened
you
up-
have
Oh,
my
no.
attention.
Yeah, we'll bring that up some other time.
I mean, we can talk about like cartoons
Yeah,
that we were attracted to.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I got a couple, and one of them is not even a person.
This is not a.
What? This is not a
cartoon. Who we're attracted to podcast.
Nala.
So we're not gonna-
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Lion King.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
I get
my
that.
God, that's what I was getting ready to
that
say.
really?
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was like, dude.
I get it.
When I was
get
a
it.
kid, when I was
I don't
a kid, I
share
was
it, but I
like, for
get it.
some reason, I was attracted to a fucking lion.
And then there's another one, which was Gadget from the Rescue Rangers.
The Gidget.
No, her name was Gadget.
I know, but that's Monterey Jack called her Gidget.
But yeah, her name is Gadget. I was attracted to Gadget.
I get that one. I understand that one. I'm with you on that one.
So that's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
That's what I'm living with.
Yeah, that's what we're working with here.
Yeah.
I mean, there was always Chitara from Thundercats.
Yeah, it was a little bit before me. Like Thundercats was like predated.
Thundercats, I remember that.
Okay,
I do remember it, but it wasn't like part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like I know of it. It's the same thing with Transformers. I came to later. I didn't grow up with Transformers.
Oh well, let me just This one should be universal. This one should be universal. The Baroness from GI Joe.
G.I. Joe it wasn't part of my childhood.
I got a fucking miniature. I got a fucking action figure on my wall of the Baroness.
Yeah,
G.I. Joe was never my thing. I never really got
Oh,
into
man.
it. Yeah, it's just not. It just wasn't.
And Scarlet also from GI Joe 2 was another one.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That was my
I
awakening.
mean, I like Scarlett in the G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot in that movie.
but Nala from Lion King.
This is
that's where I was like,
Isn't it weird? It's not even a
This is like you guys finding out you fucked the same girl at some point. Like you're almost like Eskimo brothers.
Well, no, it's that part.
Why am I attracted to a fucking lion?
It's because it's when they're doing Candy Feel the Love Tonight.
Oh yeah, when she's laying on her back
and she's like looking at him. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this doing?
She's kind of got her eyes kind of like half open.
Yeah, it's weird.
And everything. This shit.
Why is this turning me on?
This shit just got bananas right now. Let me get this back on track.
You're like, wait a minute,
Kendall. What was your kill of the movie?
Doing to me?
Oh, my kill of the movie.
Sorry.
Actually, I don't think my kill of the movie was a kill.
Okay,
but I really liked when the dude's driving in the car. Mm-hmm. And there's like that knife coming through the seat,
and he almost gets stabbed in the asshole.
Yeah, and and it's like coming from everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that was my favorite. I mean, it was an almost kill.
Yeah, it is.
But it didn't work.
No,
but I was like, that's.
I'll allow it.
I really like it.
I'll
really
allow
like
it.
that.
I'll allow
because it was like the most intense part of the scene or the movie for me.
Yeah. Jeez, it's not that. I probably just have to go with.
The kills were not that effective.
The kills weren't very impactful.
I think there's like two that I like.
There's
probably
I'll probably give mine to the Chucky burning alive, even though it wasn't he wasn't being killed.
I think there's one kill in the movie that's lame, which is Eddie Caputo's
the explosion.
But I think Maggie,
although the explosion was really good, it had to have been like a condemned building.
It's really good. Maggie's death is cool.
Maggie's death is cool.
I think.
Speaking of,
and the doctor's death is cool.
She just fell out of the building.
It's really good though. I liked her falling out of.
I almost got detached from the movie at that point.
Oh really?
Because I really like Maggie.
Oh, so do I. But that's why her death's impactful.
And I was like, from the time I met Maggie, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna kill her off, and that's gonna piss me off.
Here's Kendall's reaction to Maggie being yeeted from the top floor of this building.
Fuck. No.
You were so attached to Maggie.
Yeah, I really liked her.
Good Lord.
Steal this.
I hate that. I hate that they killed off the best character.
Yeah, she was a nice lady.
It's an impactful death.
Yeah, she stood up. She stood up for everybody at the beginning, and then
it kicks off everything because then it starts putting all the suspicion on Andy because that's what that kill does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because nobody believes that it could be a doll. So
because even
they automatically think
and
it could be a 6-year-old kid doing
and the
it.
apartment's locked from the inside.
Yeah, fucking weird.
And he's got the shoes on.
Oh yeah, the little kid's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Where would I feel like I know the answer to this question. Where would you rank this on your scarometer? 1 to 10?
It's probably like a 2. It's not that scary, but it's not that scary, but it is different, and I do like it.
Yeah,
I liked the difference. It in some of the other stuff we watched, it's ranked above some of the other stuff.
Okay.
So I would put it at like a 3. Oh, okay, let's go 3.
3?
Yeah, for sure.
What about your MVPs, Evan? Who are you going to give your MVP?
This one's tough because I got like 2.
I think I only got 1.
I got 2.
Yeah, I probably have 1.
Man, I'm gonna go with Catherine Hicks because I think once she figures it out, she's like full force.
Yeah,
and she
goes hunting for him.
She's not taking no for a fucking answer. I had like 2 because like other than the only other person I would have given it to because he's funny is Santos, which is Norris's partner because I just think he's funny.
Yeah,
and he's got a great mustache.
What a fucking winner mustache.
But like, I'd give it to Karen Barkley is my MVP.
Okay. Kendall?
Yeah, and I'm with Evan. Like,
I think actually we're in agreement.
Catherine
okay.
Hicks. Catherine, the mom is probably the MVP.
Oh, okay. Because I thought people were going to go Andy for sure. He was my other one.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Andy being the MVP, but Karen really kind of like we were saying, she goes hunting for him.
She leaned into it.
Once she saw the batteries weren't there, she was didn't
all in.
She didn't try to logic her way out of it. Like, oh well, this
She's like, nope,
this is real. Andy's
She
not
was
crazy. I'm gonna prove it.
She checks it, sees that fucking head move. She's like, no.
And then she goes to
talk to me, bitch, or you're getting thrown in this fireplace.
Yes, and then not only that, but she willingly puts herself in danger by going to the alley where the peddler is, and she goes looking for John.
Yes, which she has no fucking idea who this dude is.
She has no fucking idea who he is. She goes to Charles, the serial killer, which, by the way, hit us with the name of the serial killer. What was his? What did they call him?
His
moniker.
He was the Lakeside Strangler.
Lakeside Strangler.
Yeah.
She goes willingly to the Lakeside Strangler's house to try and solve this mystery. Yeah, like she put herself in danger 3 different ways.
Oh,
yeah. So
she doesn't know John. Like I don't know. Like John seems like he's like an okay dude.
Yeah,
I think because like they never act like he's like a bad guy. Like
Nope.
he taught this guy that he
Yeah.
just met. He's like,
Yep.
well, I was like, well, this is what voodoo is and stuff like that. And he tells him, he's like, you're an abomination. What you've done is trash.
he didn't teach him how to do that.
Yeah, he's like, I taught you some stuff about voodoo, but not that.
Not that.
Yeah,
So John's not a bad guy, but she doesn't know him from a hole in the wall.
And then when he's sitting there dying, he's like, you have to do this.
Yep, yeah.
This is how you did.
Yep.
You have to defeat him.
Yeah.
That's how she knows. She's like, shoot him in the heart because
Yep.
that's what John told her.
Not only to solve the mystery, but to clear her son's name because they saw him as the killer.
And then she
Her
also
son.
heart shot him at the end to end the movie.
Yeah.
So like, she's my MVP.
Yeah,
For
because
sure. She's
you
the
know,
only MVP.
I was, you know what? I'm gonna give a fucking honorable mention to Dr. Death because I was talking to myself. I was like, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was
Yeah.
like, he's an honorable mention.
Okay.
John, Dr. Death Bishop.
All right, LVPs. We'll start with Kendall. Who was the least valuable person in this movie?
That's a tough one. I think I have mine.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Evan.
It's I'm gonna go with the doctor.
Oh, at the hospital.
Yeah, I fucking hate that guy. I had 2, but that's definitely
The guy who literally was about to inject Andy
I had
and knock
3
him
because
out.
one of them he really makes a comeback at the end, towards the middle of that movie.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with the doctor that just won't leave Andy alone.
Yeah.
I know he's just trying to do his job, but fuck him.
Yeah, I think I'm with Evan.
Okay. What was the name of Charlie Ray's partner in the van?
Eddie Caputo.
Eddie Caputo. That's my LVP.
Yeah, the one that I was like is making a comeback was the peddler.
Yeah.
Just because he got rapey.
Yeah. That's that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Other than that, I was like, he's just a
guy.
He's just a quirky dude.
It was movies, and I mentioned this while we were watching the movie. It's movies like this. It's movies like this is also a deep pull, but movies like Dennis the Menace, who really gave like homelessness and vagrancy like a really bad name. Like that's how movies like this made people fear, thinking people who are homeless are violent, and they're not always.
With the Dennis the Menace, though, I don't think it's It's not that he's homeless; it's the fact that
he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy at his core, not because he's homeless.
Yeah,
and I think
he might be homeless because he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
I mean,
he's homeless.
I take a look at I've been rewatching it, but Shameless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Frank Gallagher sucks.
Yeah,
and he's basically a homeless motherfucker.
Pretty much, he's a hobo.
But like, there are other people in that in that TV show that are like him, that aren't like him, that aren't a piece of shit like him.
Yeah,
so it's person to person. It's not. It's
you can't judge a person because of where they're at in their life.
No. But but I will say, man,
unless they're a shitty person,
the casting departments for vagrants and homeless people in the 80s, fucking
chef's kiss,
is amazing.
All right, where would we put this on our horror greatness scale? I gotta say, I mean, based on the franchise that follows it, is pretty high on greatness.
It's pretty important. Because I would put Chucky is up there with Jason, Freddy. He might be a little bit under, but people know who Chucky is. Like the average person knows who Chucky is.
If you ask someone to name 5 horror villains,
they're going to name Chucky.
Chucky's going to be one of the 5.
Chucky's going to be one of the people that they name. So
he's still marketable to this day. Like people are still buying socks and tumblers and hoodies and shit like that with his picture on it.
I think all of those guys are marketable. It's just they're not making any. They're like you look at like him, he's still making movies. Michael Myers is still making movies. They still make a Leatherface movie every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then they just dig it out of the grave.
The only one they haven't is Freddy and Jason.
Well, they tried with Freddy and it sucked.
Yeah, I know, but that was 15 years ago.
15 years ago. They could try it again.
They could try it again. I mean, because to be fair, Robert Englund has already picked his replacement.
Yeah, who is it?
He wants Kevin Bacon to play.
Okay,
to play Freddy Krueger.
I could do that. I get fuck with that.
Yeah, that's who he wants to play Freddy Krueger. but like Jason, we're getting Crystal Lake.
Yeah,
the TV show, which I'm looking forward to. I think they got a good person to play Pamela.
Yeah,
Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, Linda Cardellini is awesome.
Super fucking excited about that.
Yeah, she's not going to be a well-chopped grandma anymore, but whatever.
She's still
so hot.
Dude, I was watching her.
She's got it.
I was watching I had kind of a crush on her in Freaks and Geeks, but I started watching her in ER, and I'm like, dude, what the
Grandma's boy?
Fuck? Yeah, I was like,
Grandma's boy.
Yeah, but I mean, he is like Chucky as a character is so important that they've been able to branch off just on his name alone.
Mm-hmm.
They've been able to branch off and make all these other different types of films. They have a TV show, for Christ's sakes. That went 3 seasons. That wasn't like fucking Freddy's Nightmares.
That lasted a season and maybe a half.
Yeah, it wasn't like fucking the Friday the 13th series.
That had nothing to do with Jason. That's what everyone tuned in for, and it's like.
At least Freddy was in Freddy's Nightmares.
I know he was. Yeah, he was basically the Elvira.
Yeah, he was the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah,
like
it was an anthology series, kind of like Tales from the Crypt, but it was called Freddy's Nightmares, but it was just Robert Englund in the stuff introducing it.
Yeah.
And then they'd do the show, and then at the end he'd come back and tell you to tune in next week.
Yeah, because
it was really fucking.
Series was just all about cursed objects.
It was a cool concept, but they shouldn't have named it Friday the 13th.
Yeah, don't name it that. Just call it something else.
Yeah,
call it.
They had to call it Friday the 13th, a series, and everyone tuned in thinking it was about Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
And it would have been right, just like the movie. There's no Jason Voorhees in it.
Thankfully, we're getting Crystal Lake, which is all about the origin story of Jason Voorhees.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to that a lot.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but
me too.
I think in the lexicon, like he's up there. I mean, so like importance wise, I'd probably give it at least an 8.
Yeah, I might give it a little bit lower than that, but I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7.
I mean. You got the first trilogy.
Yeah.
You got the next 2 movies.
The
next 2 movies. You got a series.
Yeah.
He's still
marketable.
making things today.
Yeah.
A remake has been made of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably of the remakes. It's probably the better ones, better than the other ones.
Well, I don't think it's better than the Friday the 13th remake. I like the Friday the 13th remake. It's definitely better than most of the Texas Chainsaw remakes.
Yeah. But I mean, and movie wise. I mean, it's probably, at least for me.
There's only one movie in this franchise that I don't like.
Yeah, it's
3.
It's 3. I don't like Child's Play 3, but other than that, I like all the other movies. So like this movie, like how good it is, I'd probably give it like a 6.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like I come down to a 7 on importance, but so like it's probably like a 6 average. Right around there, 6 or 5 or 6.
Well, I could see giving it like a 7 for greatness. Mm-hmm. It's kind of in the middle.
I think there's like some things about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that could have been done better, or this could have been done better.
Yeah,
the dialogue is probably pretty boilerplate fucking horror movie dialogue. It's nothing special.
Catherine Hicks overacts a little bit in this movie.
Yeah, I think she's trying to figure out. It's like the only fucking horror movie she's ever done.
Yeah,
it's just
this
not
is still early in her career.
Yeah, and she never really did another horror movie. She did a lot of like just regular shit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Sarandon, he'd just been in a horror. He was a horror villain, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
A
great one, by the way.
He was a good one.
Yeah.
But like I'd probably give it like a 6, but if you give it a 7.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's probably like a 6 or a 7 total on the scale. Yeah.
6.5.
6.5. There we go.
which I'm perfectly fine with because it's not. I'm not gonna give it like importance where it's like up there with Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, it's
because it's not there. It's right underneath.
Yeah, yeah. He's just barely off Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, he's like he's in the Candyman, Pinhead, area where like right underneath those the main big ones. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, that was Child's Play from 1988.
Wow.
Kendall, how do you feel? Do you think you're gonna take this one home with you, or are you gonna sleep all right tonight?
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, judging by the sleepy eyes you're giving me right now, you either want to have sex or you want to have a nap.
Yeah, why not both?
I think I want to have sex and then take a nap.
Oh, okay.
With you specifically.
Don't threaten me with a good time, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not threatening you.
like I said, this movie doesn't really affect me. It's just like the one piece of horror memorabilia I'll never buy is a fucking Chucky doll. Because it's not that I'm scared of Chucky. It's just I'm worried that I'm gonna wake up, forget I have it, look over, and be like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is that? And that's my only fear.
Yeah, that's a very valid fear.
I mean, I have a hockey mask in my room. I have Freddy's glove in my room. Doesn't affect me. But I saw that fucking doll, and
it's the face, it's the eyes.
Yeah, if I forgot I had it, I would fucking lose it.
So.
Well, because it's the doll.
Yeah,
it's like all it has
it'd be
to
like
do
having
is,
a life-size Freddy in my room.
Yeah, all it has to do is start talking to you, and you'll be like, nah, fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at it. And you envision it. You could even envision it start talking to you.
Yeah,
yeah. Fuck
that. It's like remember when we were at the old house. Shane had that poster of Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
and literally, you remember our house when you walked by it. The garage had that window. Yeah. Like if you walked by it at the right time, it looked directly at you. And sometimes if you like, I'd forget about it. I'd be like, Jesus, who the fuck is that? And I'd be like, oh, damn, fucking poster.
It would be just far enough away and the right size that it looked like an actual person standing there going like this.
Yeah, I know. And I'd be like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, I'm fucking glad that poster's gone.
All right. Find us on Twitter at KHHPod. Find us on Instagram at Kendall Hates Horror. Find us on TikTok at Kendall Hates Horror Podcast. And find us on Blue Sky at Kendall Hates Horror. You can also email us at khhorrorpodcast at gmail.com with your comments, requests, literally anything. Just send us something. Anything. Evan, final words.
Well, I'm fucking blanking. I don't know.
He's blank, man.
Yeah. Oh, man, what a fucking shit movie.
Yeah, it was really bad. Kendall. Yeah.
All
right.
I love you all.
Yeah. There we go. My final words are, as always, if you see a Nazi, punch a Nazi. All right. And your clue for next week is simply Jesus wept. If you think you know what it is, comment on the YouTube channel. All right. Come back and join us next week.
See ya.